grocery store, honking while driving down the road, usually with a thumbs up. And I know what that thumbs up means. So now let me thank you for voting yes and for winning. And most of all, thank you for thanking me. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Dial pound law on your cell. Offices, Jacksonville.
You can't control the health of your environment around you, but you can control the health of your own home or business with Martin Environmental. We are licensed in mold detection and removal to help your family and business stay healthy. Give us a call at 737-1034 and let our experts come to your home or business and test for mold and indoor air quality. Call Martin Environmental today at 737-1034. That's 737-1034. Martin Environmental.
Attention diesel mechanics. Republic Services is now hiring in Duval and St. Johns County. And with Republic Services, new diesel mechanics get a $2,000 sign-on bonus, $1,000 yearly tool allowance, and competitive benefits. Republic Services will even pay for your ASC certifications and offer a bonus for each certification earned. Join the Republic Services team and make a positive impact on your community and environment today. Visit republicservices.jobs for more information and to apply. Wear the star, drive your career.
Where's the best place to fish this weekend?
You gotta know where the elusive beauties lie. You gotta know where to fish.
The Moe's Southwest Grill Fishing Forecast.
They're rare, brother.
With Captain Kevin Favor. Brought to you by Ring Power and Tire Outlet. Thursday nights at 8 on 1010XL AM.
Odds are, when you're looking for the best plumbing service, it probably sounds something like this. Okay, Google, show me Roland Reach Plumbing. That's right. Roland Reach Plumbing is a Google guaranteed service, so you can be assured of work quality, background of employees, and the right service done on time, on budget. With satisfaction Google guaranteed. So for any plumbing issue, large or small, use the Bold City's best. Roland Reach Plumbing at plumberinjacks.com.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou for the Blue Crab Crab House, where takeout is now available Tuesday through Saturday at 4:30 till 10. Sunday it all begins at 12:30. Just give them a call, 260-CRAB, 260-2722 for the best seafood in Jacksonville. Why would you consider going anywhere else? Call them today. It's the Blue Crab Crab House, 260-2722, Julington Creek Road in San Jose.
I'm with Greg Mackey from Cycles of Jacksonville, and right now it's just a little bit of uncertainty out there, but this much I do know, Greg, if you're going to be out and about on your own, you need to be out and about on a Honda.
I tell you, in uncertain times, you need the dependability of a Honda. These are some great social distancing tools. We've got ATVs, side-by-sides, motorcycles, all of which you can go out on your own, spend some quality time, and really enjoy the time off.
And the most important message, Greg, you are open for business. Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic near Regency.
Instant Keys specializes in creating replacement automotive keys, even when all the originals are lost or broken. Instant Keys provides expert service for nearly every foreign and domestic vehicle, including the high-end luxury models like BMW, Mercedes, Lexus, and Infiniti. With Instant Keys, you'll get dealership-level service at a fraction of the cost without the dealership hassles. If you need honest, professional locksmith service, call the best around. Instant Keys, 722-1111.
During the outbreak of COVID-19, Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute is offering an acute fracture clinic to the general public. This service is available to everyone, not only JOI patients. If you have an orthopedic injury or you think you have a fracture, they offer convenient and safe appointments at JOI South, Beaches, and San Marco. Hours are 8 a.m. through 12 p.m., Monday through Friday. For questions about the clinic or your insurance, call JOI 2000. JOI, where the pros go.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
All right, the Drill Bit Bracket Challenge continues. Ladies and gentlemen, it's presented by the Edge Group. You need to sell your property fast. Residential, commercial, call them 904-474-5851. Beef is...
We're battling.
In a good lead.
We're battling, though.
It's tight. We got a lot of votes in, over 200.
I'm not going to sleep on Alice Cooper. He's a legend.
No. It's the beef drop-ins against Milwaukee.
Actually, it's pronounced Milwaukee.
Thank you.
Which is Algonquin for the good land.
We have a good day today, and then tomorrow we'll wrap up the first round finally, and we'll head to the field of 32. So I know March Madness is culminating tonight with the big Gator Seminole showdown for the national championship.
Who would have thought it?
Yeah, it's been crazy.
Ox has already started to rally the troops for the 9 o'clock matchup.
Oh, yeah. I don't see much of a problem for the Hall of Fame callers against Photo Bucket Tyler Sticks Devitt, but nonetheless, it could happen, so we shall see.
Photo Bucket.
Thank you. I watched Saturday morning. I woke up and the NFL Network was on, and I love the documentaries, and I watched. I love those football lives, and I want to talk about Tom Brady in a second. But I watched a fascinating football life, and man, what a life well lived by one Alan Page. But I learned things about Alan Page. I know all about Alan Page. Alan Page, I remember, was one of the few NFL MVPs who played defense.
College, please, for Alan Page?
Notre Dame.
There you go.
Alan Page was a Purple People Eater. Alan Page was with Carl Eller, Jim Marshall, and Larson on the front four. But I learned a few things. Like, did you know Alan Page grew up in Canton, Ohio? When he was in high school, he took a job in construction and actually helped build the Pro Football Hall of Fame, of which he is now a member.
Yeah,
awesome,
did
right?
not know that. Yeah.
Alan Page, you knew, played for the Vikings for a lot of years and was a star.
Ended with the Bears.
Ended with the Bears. Also, I remembered that. But a couple other things about Alan Page during his career. He and Bud Grant split up under bad terms. They're fine now, but Alan Page had got into long distance running, okay? And Alan Page lost a lot of weight, and the Vikings thought he wasn't as good as he used to be, so they released him. So he went to the Bears, where he played 3.5 years and did particularly well. Two things about his time in the Bears. One, he had one of the all-time great walk-off games to end your career, like Ted Williams hitting a home run in his final at-bat. Alan Page's last game of his career in Chicago against a team that was trying to get to the playoffs in the Denver Broncos, he had 3.5 sacks, and the Bears beat the Broncos. Great walk-off game.
Yeah.
Also, and this is probably even better and should make Bears fans happy, Alan Page, the Bears were going to fire their defensive coordinator. They weren't happy with this guy. His name was Buddy Ryan. Alan Page wrote a letter to George Halas, the Papa Bear, had all of his teammates sign it on the defense, begging him to keep Buddy Ryan going forward. 3 years later, they win a Super Bowl with Buddy Ryan. He gets carried off the field. So that is a little-known fact. And then, of course, what he did off the field, he went on to become, and a lot of people knew this, a Minnesota State Supreme Court judge, won 3 times, was elected, earned the most votes in the history of Minnesota. Just a great story, if you like. And I think he's now 75 years old. I think his wife passed away a couple years ago. She was in the story because they did it 5 years ago. But it was great. It was really fascinating to watch about Alan Page and learn about him. Those are some of the things that you try to take advantage of as we miss sports. I do miss the nightliness of sports. I do miss, and right now, I mean, this is one of the great weeks ever. I mean, we'd have the national championship game tonight. We would have the Final Four. We shift into the Masters. We have baseball full steam.
Now, NBA is coming down the home stretch.
Yeah, it's just a very sad time for all of us.
I was okay for like the first week or two, not missing sports. I've just remember the bit that I did where I added up all the time that I've spent watching sports, and Beef, wasn't it like 11 years or something?
Yes.
Just like an incredibly high number that you find hard to believe. And now I know why. Now I know why I've, quote, wasted all that time watching sports. I am so sick of television. I don't know about you guys. God bless Netflix. They put together a lot of terrific things. The movies are out, and the docs are here. I mean, man, I just want to watch the Rays play the Tigers, for Pete's sake. I just, I miss it tremendously, and it's such a time filler on the weekend. I mean, I don't know about you, but my days are just so long and run together. Like yesterday, it was like 3 p.m. I swear, I thought it was 7 o'clock already. Watching mindless, Parks and Recreation and The Wire. And some of these shows are great. I'm just tired of watching television, man.
Well,
I want to watch sports. And I've also determined this. It's not doing it for me watching the 2010 Super Bowl or the 2012 Final Four. Sports is a reality show without the drama, without the consequences of the game going on right now, it loses a lot of its appeal for me. So watching old games, like yesterday, Florida, Ohio State was on CBS. Mm-hmm. Did you notice that?
Yes.
And I sat down and watched this. I bet I really like. In fact, I've never seen that game on television. We were at that game, sitting with great seats, by the way. Of all the big events, it's probably the best I've ever been seated.
All right.
We were right down in half midcourt, right on 3 rows up. And so I to be honest with you, I've never watched that game on television.
Right.
We were at the game. In fact, the very first edition of the Drill Morning Show was the next day in Atlanta from a hotel room.
Yes, it was.
And so I thought that would be enough. Look, this thing's 10 years old. It's the glory years. I have never seen this on television. And by halftime, I was like, there's no consequence. You know what happened?
Yeah. I took the plunge yesterday. Me and the wife started, so I'm not going to obviously sit here and give you the play-by-play because everybody's seen it, but I finally started the Ozark series.
Yeah,
so,
you like it?
Yeah, I thought the first 2 episodes were pretty good. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I like Bateman. Everybody likes Bateman.
It's really good.
He's a good actor.
She's good in it too.
Laura
Dern.
She's
Lenny.
Yeah. She's a DPH, is what she is. But anyway,
yeah, she is. You'll soften your.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's hard though. I don't. That's the one thing about now that I'm watching more and more binge shows. It's amazing how much an affair is like the crux of so many shows, or at least a big part of it.
Yeah.
Can you people just keep yourself out there or what?
Anyway, so we'll move along with that, but that will give me some viewing stuff to do. And yesterday, I also cracked open a book. So
that's what I'm going to read next.
I'm going to read. I got my Grisham book out, and I'm 12 chapters into that. So that helped. It was so nice out because it was a little bit overcast. So I sat outside and read.
I've not been a.
Which, by the way, I like to read, but as you know, and if you don't listen to the show, I read when I'm on vacation.
Right.
I'll devour like 5 or 6, but
now there's nothing to do.
Yeah. So
nowhere to go. No honey-do list. Nothing. So
I had work as well yesterday. So there's some other things going on for me yesterday. So I wasn't. But I
just want to turn on a tournament or a game.
We made it a point that we miss sports.
The Braves are my favorite thing to watch.
Right.
And every day I'm missing another opportunity. So it stinks. Now the good side is when this thing does kick back up and in, and remain on the optimistic side of the estimates more than the others, but that's just my own feeling. Mm-hmm. We're gonna have a smorgasbord.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's going to be nice. We're going to have NBA playoffs and Major League Baseball.
Almost too much, though.
No.
The calendar works for a reason.
No, not too much. I'm going to get the clickers. Maybe I'll move a second television out and set up my own sports bar. I've never, not that I don't want one, I would take one, but I've never been like dying to get a pool, right? Like you've always had a pool. You had a pool at your other house. You have a pool at this house. It's awesome. I'm sure you enjoy it.
Love the
pool.
I'm
right now wishing I had a pool.
Yeah.
I could sit out with the wife, listen to some music. In fact, I'm thinking on the way home that I may stop and buy one of those round plastic baby pools.
I like it.
And I'm going to fill it up with water, and I'm just going to sit in it and have a glass of, Pinot.
Yeah.
And I don't know, HMU.
Yeah, man, might want to burn a little bit. All right, so look, we'll come back in the 8 o'clock hour.
Let's go talk on Brady.
And we'll get on into Tom Brady versus Bill Belichick and what – there's a good article on ESPN this week by Ian O'Connor about Brady v. Belichick and the Bucks' pursuit. And the fascinating part to me, though, is what happens now. And if you don't think that there is a competition, I'm of the belief, I'm one of those guys who believes that one of the reasons Brady left and went to Tampa was he chose Arians over Belichick, and that he was just 20 years was enough, and you know what? We're moving on. So,
well, that's an interesting storyline. Are we good with Baselli when we come back on the other side? Still looking for confirmation on that. So we're good. We got breakfast with Baselli.
Oh, good.
So we'll get into that Brady storyline. Yeah, we'll ask Tony. And I have some questions. We haven't really talked to Tony since the Jack's free agency kicked out. So I got some questions about some of the players, and I'll call on his spanning the globe in the league, working some of those national telecasts on the sideline and in the booth for some of these players that we haven't seen much of.
He's a national guy.
Yeah, it's the breakfast with Baselli, which, by the way, I believe was a winner in round 1, was it not?
It was a winner.
Well, good for him.
He wasn't happy with some of the losses.
No, he had some bad losses, and it shows it kind of gives an implication of a lack of impact to the program, but we don't believe that. This is The Drill. It's the Monday Morning Quarterback, divorcemenonly.com.
The 1010XL studios are kept clean by Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
When you pull on that jersey, you represent yourself and your teammates. And a name on the front is a hell of a lot more important than the one on the back.
1010XL.
Get that through your head. Again.
1010XL.
McKeever Clinic is home to the first advanced prostate cancer center in Jacksonville. This is Dr. West, urologist at McKeever Clinic. Our clinic is staffed with 2 urologists that specialize in advanced prostate cancer care and management. You'll also have a dedicated nurse navigator that will coordinate timing, medications, insurance, and patient assistance. We're conveniently located off AC Skinner Parkway on the south side. Contact our specialist at McKeever at 355-6583 to discuss your treatment options.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Hey, Hicken here. Folks, if you're like me, you've been spending a lot more time at home. Well, we all have, right, than usual. Easter is upon us this week. You want your home clean and healthy as possible. So I call up my friends at Zero Res, experts at cleaning all the living surfaces in my home. Their patented technology, they can deep clean the carpets, the tile, the upholstery, the area rugs, even my countertops. Once clean, they'll disinfect the hard surfaces and kill any remaining germs or viruses. Man, you want that feeling of clean right now. I had Zero Res out to my house. And man, oh man, it was like, I've been in there 17 years. It's never smelt better. It's never looked better. The cleaning freaks do a great job. And now is the time. They have a whole house special running for 25% off any and everything you have cleaned. Yeah, 25% off carpet, tile, upholstery, area rugs, countertops, everything. Give Zero Res a call, 287-5727. That's 287-5727. Zero Res, man. You spell it forwards or backwards. Zero Res. It's the right way to clean.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Local 234, plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians has been around for 119 years. Being one of the oldest organizations has its charms. But the reason they've been around for so long is because they're constantly striving for excellence. Their trained technicians can handle any job and have proven their credibility over multiple generations. Local 234 members come from a wide range of backgrounds with one thing in common: getting the job done right. Local 234. Make the right connection.
My name is Janice. I'm a client of Brett Hastings. Brett is the most brilliant, diligent, hardworking attorney I have ever met. He is truly dedicated to his clients and fights for them to the very end. Brett fought hard to win a large personal injury lawsuit for me. They are the very best legal team I have ever met. I would hire them again in a heartbeat.
Learn more at justiceforjacksonville.com. Law offices of Brett Hastings, where the injured find justice.
Hicken here, letting you know that in these uncertain times, one thing you cannot be uncertain about is your car. Whether in an emergency or having to go grocery shopping, your car is more important than you know. So go to the local guys you can trust. American Transmission. For more than 30 years, they're master certified technicians, having taken care of your car's needs from bumper to bumper. American Transmission is open now to serve you with 2 locations, Beach Boulevard and Atlantic Boulevard. Call them now at 396-3766, 396-3766.
I'm Tiffany. I have some tips for you on how to quit smoking like I did. First, I did some reading about it. I found a lot of great advice on how to quit smoking and picked out the ways I thought would work best for me. I started by setting a quit date. Then I threw out my ashtrays, lighters, and matches. I did other things too, like exercising more, and it worked. But I'd still get cravings, especially on long car rides. To help me with that, I put a picture of my mother in my car. She died of lung cancer from smoking cigarettes when I was only 16. Now I have a 16-year-old daughter. That picture of my mother reminds me that I don't want to miss all the things my daughter is going to do in her life, including turning 17.
Call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW or visit tobaccofreeflorida.com to quit your way. Developed by CDC.
Maximize the beauty of your home with custom-made windows and patio doors. Frank Frangie here for Renewal by Anderson. Right now, it's their big BOGO event. Buy one window or patio door and get the other for 40% off with a minimum purchase of 3, plus no money down, no payments or interest for 12 months with approved credit. Visit renewalbyanderson.com to schedule your complimentary in-home design consultation. Restrictions apply. License CGC 1527613.
With your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, I'm B for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Woody's Barbecue. The NFL offseason rolls on. There appears to be another suitor for Jadeveon Clowney. According to reports, the Cleveland Browns have entered the fray for Clowney with what is thought of as at least the best offer on the table for his service. Clowney last week lowered his asking price from $20 million a year down to $17 to $18 million per year. And yesterday, or over the weekend, I should say, Dayton's Obi Toppin was named the Naismith Award winner as the nation's top NCAA basketball player. Listen to 1010XL at home on your PC or laptop by visiting 1010XL.com. Listen on your smart device by downloading the free 1010XL or 92.5 app, or say, Alexa, open 1010XL skill. It's 8:04 and 59 degrees. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
Now breakfast with Boselli.
Brought to you by Lloyd's Construction and Consulting.
Providing first-class construction services.
On 1010XL.
Oh, it's back. He's back. Our friend Don Anthony Boselli Jr. Good morning, Tone. How are you? How you feeling today?
Good. Better, a little better each day.
Sound good.
Oh, you sound a little better, too, yeah.
Tony, is it insensitive of me to think that your sickness and your brush with death is going to help your Hall of Fame chances? Is that insensitive for me to suggest that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like to think about it that way.
Yeah,
but
I do, though. Do you consider me insensitive to think of that in those terms, or is that actually only wishing well for you?
I don't really care.
Good. That's all I needed to hear.
I mean,
see, they're tisking me across, Tony. I kind of feel, to be honest with you, it's heart and soul that, that might.
Gosh, Tone, if you had passed, you would have been a lock.
Not what I said. That's what I appreciate about Tony. He doesn't have like those kinds of sensibilities. He knows where I'm coming from.
Oh, we beat Dave Baker.
I can't laugh because I can't breathe when I laugh. But anyways, the interesting thing is, and I actually did an interview with Peter King.
We already read it. We saw it. Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
well, I said that.
Yeah, that was a good line. For those who don't know, Tony said one of my thoughts was we're going to go to all. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and say it. What you said to him.
Well, I was laying there, and like at the darkest moment, and I'm like, okay, when you have moments in that ICU where you're like, am I going to make it or not? Am I going to live? And my oxygen levels weren't where they needed to be. At one point, they were getting, you don't know how serious it is, and the doctor's like, we'll see which way this thing goes. And they said, if your oxygen doesn't get better, you have to, put you on something else. I don't even know what that something else was.
Right.
But all I could remember is sitting there thinking, oh my, this, like I could die from this.
Mm-hmm.
And my next thought was, I'm going to go find every one of those Hall of Fame voters and say, don't worry, next year's your year.
There's no next year.
There might not be a next year.
Oof.
And
I'm just saying, I think that might be part of the conversation this year in the room.
But I'll tell you though, but in all seriousness,
I know.
I joke about that right now, but you think you go through something like that and you realize that there's no guarantee.
Oh, that's right. That's true.
Like this, next year, or I'll do it next month, or I get this opportunity, or I'll get another opportunity to do this. Well, you hope you do, and but life is interesting, and things come at you, and you never know what's going to happen.
Well, we're glad you're on the road to recovery. You sound much better than even last week, and you were already on the road to recovery last week, so that's all wonderful to hear. Let's talk some sports, Big Bo.
Okay.
Let's talk some football. And one of the things we wanted to talk about this morning before we get to the Jags, it's a very interesting, the NFL, and we obviously all hope and pray it comes back and everybody's healthy, and we shall see. But this Brady v. Belichick deal is so intriguing to me because it's Brady's 42 now, so he's not in his prime, but yet he's willing to step out, go to Tampa Bay, and really the comparisons will be drawn. One of the great discussion points has always been, was it Brady, was it Belichick? I think most logical people say it was both, but they're not both together anymore. and everybody is going to be keeping score on this Brady and Belichick thing, aren't they? And who do you think comes out ahead?
That's what we do. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what we do in sports, and I think that will happen. I think it's a poor comparison, and this is why. Because Brady's 42. He's not in his prime, and we all know that.
Right.
Now, this would be an interesting conversation if after they won their third Super Bowl together, and he was 33, 34, and he went to somewhere else. Now he's in his prime, and, you could find out, maybe you'd have a better gauge, is it one or the other. I'm in the camp it's both. I think they're both great at what they did, and we're the greatest ever as far as a combination. But as far as judging them now, I mean, it's tough. Brady's 42, going to a new team, new system, a system he's never been in. I don't think they have a great offensive line. I mean, there's a lot of things that go into that. Now, they have a great defense. They have great skill positions. I mean, they have a lot of pieces that maybe Brady does have success and take them to the playoffs and possibly a Super Bowl. But to compare what he does and make a statement, well, if he fails, is obviously Belichick was the reason they won all those titles.
Right.
Or even vice versa. If Brady has a great year and Belichick has a down year as they're rebuilding, I mean, that's stupid too, because a lot of great Hall of Fame coaches had down years, they rebuild the team. And so I think it's a fun thing that we'll do as sports fans, and it's great for sports talk radio and all the shows, but I don't put much stock into it one way or another.
Who do you think quarterbacks the Patriots this year? Is he on the roster right now?
Yeah, I guess it's that Stidham guy, I would think. But you never know with Belichick, right?
Right.
I mean, you never know what he's going to do. And they draft, I think, what are they, in the mid-20s they're drafting after losing that first round wild card game?
Right.
Does he take a chance with one of those, second-tier quarterbacks?
Right.
My guess is he goes with Stidham this year, is what I would think. But who knows? The guy, I'll tell you this is all I know about Bill Belichick. He has a plan. He knows exactly what he wants to do, and he's going to do it his way.
Yeah.
And we'll find out what that is.
Would you pick the last thing, and then we'll get to the Jags, would you pick the Patriots to win the East?
No. I think the Bills are the best team. I think they were close to the best team last year with Brady.
Yeah.
And I think the Bills have added, Stephon Diggs. I think Josh Allen has been on a trajectory where he's improved each year.
Yeah.
I think they're very well coached. They have a good defense. So I think the Bills are the best team in that division.
tend to agree, but something in the gnaws at me about picking against Belichick. I mean, until they lose, I always kind of wanted to wait till they lost, but they did lose, obviously. Tom Brady. It'll be interesting to see what
Buffalo
happens.
Tom on the hotline. He says he agrees.
Tom's excited.
Tony, give folks an indication of what kind of prep you do for your national games. In other words, I kind of know that answer, right? Do you even have time to really look at the film much, or is it pretty much between the study on the plane the night before, meeting with each team the night before the game? Point is, when you do those games, the reason a lot of us sound so smart when we do games is that the night before, both coaches give you some secrets, so to speak. You have a little bit better idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Radio is a little bit different from you're right, TV, you get all that stuff. We don't talk to the team.
I got you.
So the prep is basically, I get every clip of an individual that gathers every clip, so every newspaper article of both teams every day. So I'll read those throughout the week, leading up to Thursday, and then I'll watch the game before, game tape, the coach's tape of each team. Kind of get a feel for what they're doing and, who's who and who's playing well and kind of what they're doing. And then I'll go on the field before the game and start, you talk to people and have some conversations to try to get a little bit of more information. That's kind of the progression up to Thursday night.
How many Browns games have you done?
Last year I did 2. I did the Monday night against the Jets. And then I did the Thursday night against the Steelers with the big fight.
Over the course of and then Browns games in the past, too? I get at least one a year?
Every year.
Okay.
Yeah, every year.
During your course of covering the Browns, Tony, I'm getting ready for Browns games, either as part of the discussion among other players, what people are telling you, articles. How much of a factor going into each game was Joe Schobert going to be? Was he ever a...
yeah, I mean, I knew... he wasn't, he wasn't the best player. I didn't think on those defenses. But when you look at the linebacker play, he was very good. I mean, you watch the tape, it stood out that Joe Sherbert was a good player. I mean, he was all over the place. He was sideline to sideline. He's an every down linebacker. And so, it's been a team who's had a bunch of stars, like the Garrett and, the Beckhams and all these different individuals, Baker Mayfield the last couple of years. And so the storyline has always been these big stars, can the Browns get back to what they, were years and years ago. And so Sherbert didn't get the attention, but if you watch the game tape and when he played, like, you knew he was a good linebacker. Like, he was a guy who was around the ball all the time.
How does his game compare to, say, Paz?
I don't think he plays the run as well as Paz did. And Paz was so instinctful and kind of and you saw that as the years went on here, especially. And so, could he become that? I don't think he's as big as either. I don't think he's as big as Paz was. But he plays the run well. He's very good in pass coverage. He's very athletic. He's an every down guy. And so,
I thought we would be more excited about Sherbert, I guess, and we haven't been. Dan was underwhelmed by it. Most people haven't given it a terrific grade, but I mean, considering the linebacker has been the bane of our existence now for a couple of years, and we can't stop the run, and he does have a Pro Bowl. I don't know if it was an alternate or whatnot. I just, I would think people would be more excited about anchoring that position down.
Well, this is why, Jeff, though.
Okay.
You got free agency and this coronavirus. Everything's so different. As far as it's hard, it's not like you get to really interact with this person or he's here, where you have off-season program. I mean, so it's different. And from that standpoint, I think a lot of the attention, I think secondly, the story in Jacksonville around free agency is who we're cutting, who we're trading, and what's going to happen at the quarterback position with Minshew. And so it's been like, we've talked about Dave and Doug and front office. I mean, so all the stories have been around the rebuild or the tear down or whatever you want to call this thing, where we're at. And so guys, when you, unfortunately, what happens there is you get a really good football player. I think it was a great signing by Doug and Dave and Joe Sherbert, and it gets no attention because our focus is on everything else, and especially in the midst of this coronavirus, kind of pandemic, our attention, it's harder to, focus, as we have in the past. And I think in the past, a guy like Joe Sherbert would come in and you'd be like, wow, we got a really good football player. He's going to help us. He's going to make us better.
Do you think the Jags, there'll be international football this year?
Dan, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you just have no idea. If we play football,
right,
which I think we will, I don't know what it's going to look like in the beginning. I don't know if there's going to be, games without fans or what that'll look like. I don't know, but I think they're going to play. I'm not sure why you would not, because the UK is at about the same position we are.
Yeah.
But who knows? You just don't know. I think that the most dangerous thing we can do as sports fans is start speculating what's going to happen. Because if you'd have told me at the end of February that the NBA would be,
right,
postponed, that we wouldn't start Major League Baseball and we weren't going to play the Masters this year, and there'd be no March Madness, and we're supposed to be watching the tournament right now, the finals.
Right.
I would have laughed at you.
Right.
Like, you're crazy. Come on. We're not canceling those things no matter what.
Right.
And all of them have been canceled or all have been postponed. And we sit in a time where none of us, it's unprecedented. None of us have been here. We don't know. And I think the goal would be, obviously the president came out and the commissioners, and I think the NFL has been very clear. We plan on starting on time. And we're going to do everything to do that. And they've kept everything on schedule, and they've changed how they're doing it, doing a lot of things remotely. But let's see where this thing comes out. And I think the hope right now for all of us needs to be that if we do what these health experts are asking us to do for April, and that we can get through this peak and get through the other side, and a bunch of people get the antibodies, and we can fight this thing, that we can start slowly getting back to some normalcy throughout May and June, and then hopefully by the fall, we're back out there.
I know you're feeling.
There's people.
I know you're.
People. Go ahead.
I know you're feeling better because you just dropped in normalcy, which is tremendous on your part.
Is that a real word?
Well, normalcy would have been the better one.
Normalcy.
But that's okay.
That's because
that makes my soul feel
well,
good, though,
and
when
also,
I hear that from you.
he also missed instinctful instead of instinctive earlier.
That's okay.
Too.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, okay, well,
He's getting there. He's back, baby. He's back.
Yes,
Big Bo is back.
He likes free basing. He's going to go right through the dadgum bracket.
Well, and here's the thing. Here's the thing. The other thing too. There's a lot of people out there that believe that if you don't have a vaccine, you can't get back to normal.
Right.
And I'm not sure I'm in that camp, because if that's the case, that means I can't see us shutting down the country.
Right.
And how we live until the end of 2020.
Yeah.
Because I don't think a vaccine's coming anytime soon.
Hey, what happens with Jan before? Is Jan Ngakoue on the Jaguars roster after the draft? May 1st. Is he a Jaguar?
That's coin flip.
Coin flip at this point?
Yeah, because if they don't get it done before the draft, I think it becomes more difficult to get a deal done.
Right.
Because now you're looking at value for, I guess, next year and the year after that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it won't get done, but I would love, I'd love to, if you could, give truth serum to Jan's agent and Dave Caldwell.
Yes.
And say, okay, is the issue that we can't get the draft picks that we want, or is the issue that a team might be willing to trade with us, but they don't want to pay what Jan's asking?
Right.
And so is it a market issue for the price tag that Jan wants, or is it a market issue based on how many draft picks we want? Because you look at the Clowney stuff, and he's keeps on lowering his asking price. And I have no idea what the answer is. I think Jan's a heck of a player. I think we talked about that.
Sure.
We'll have to go over that again. But I really wonder what the market is for him out there and what people are willing to pay Yannick Ngakoue to
Do you
come play
feel like,
defensive end for him.
I don't feel like at this point, after everything that's been said, and I know money can cure all, but I don't feel like there is going to be a new contract ever. I think at best it's, here's the franchise tag, take it or leave it, and then we'll see what happens a year after where we may franchise tag you again.
Yeah, I don't want to say never, but
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I would give it about less than a 5% chance of them getting a long-term deal done. I've said it from the beginning. Jan's going to play opening day somewhere.
Yeah.
And I really believe
You stand by that? You stand by if the Jags franchise him, he will play here because
I cannot.
Yeah.
He's not going to walk away. So
no.
He made the highest amount of money he ever made last year was $2 million for the year.
Right.
You're telling me that he's going to miss the first week of the season when he'd make over $1 million for that one game?
I would agree with you, but and if he does, Tone, if he were to stay away, then regardless of what the deal was last year, at worst it was going to be $17 million in his pocket, right? So let's say it was $17 million last year. He probably would have made $18 million this year. That's $35 million in his pocket versus if he doesn't report and is franchised, it would be $2 million. That he would replace Le'Veon Bell in that case. I mean, you can't go that route.
I really like Jan, and I hope he is, the danger is you get emotional during these times.
Sure.
I hope, and I get that. It's hard, and I don't blame him for that. I hope he's got really good people in his life that are giving him good advice. Because last year, he didn't want to do it. I respect that. But if you have $19 million on the table this year and you don't play because you don't like the Jaguars or you're not where you want to be,
right?
You never make that money back up. I don't care what anyone
That's the
says.
point. And clearly,
never get it back.
Yeah, clearly everyone misread the defensive end pass edge market because the guys that got the big deals last year, got 8. Lawrence and Clark. You get 8 sacks. Why am I can't pay that.
And then the cheap guys, the guy that went from the Ravens to the Packers, Shaq Barrett, they got more.
So all of a sudden, that market seems to have gone a little bit south, and nobody wants to pay upwards $20+ million for a defensive end who's, you're not getting. There's a difference between 15 sacks a year and 8 sacks a year, obviously. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's just. That's why I want to know, and I don't think any of us really know. I think the only people who know are Dion's agent and
Right.
Dave Caldwell.
Right.
Is what's the real market out there? What is the holdup? Is it that we want too much in draft capital to
Yeah.
get back, or is it that we can find a trade partner? We can find a trade partner, but they don't want to pay.
It's important to point that out, Tony. I think that's a good point on your part.
Who are you drafting at 9 now that you've come out of the fog and we're closing in on the draft? Are you still a big?
Did you have any crazy dreams while you were out?
Are you still
too?
a
We
big
also
people
wanna know
guy?
that.
Are you still a big people guy?
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I've not looked at one mock draft this year because of what I've been going through. And
Sure.
So this might sound stupid because I don't know where this guy's slated to go right now. But if he's there, I want Derek Brown.
That would be fine. That fits.
He's right on the cusp. It's going to be right. He's right on the. There's about 3 guys of the Jags that you think one of them will be there, but sometimes the way it goes, they'll all be gone, and then
Carolina picks at 7, and they're going to take one of the guys the Jags want, in my opinion. I don't know why. It just
who do you think the Jags want? Because the other guy that is intriguing to me, and I've only seen a little bit of him, again, what I've gone through last month, is the kid from, and I can't even think of his name right now, but from South Carolina.
Kinlaw, but that's Javon
what
Kinlaw.
worries me, Kinlaw is a freak.
Well, he'll be there, I'm pretty sure.
But he was not as productive as he would have liked at South Carolina.
I think if Akuda fell, I think the Jaguars.
But I'm hearing Akuda is a good player, but it's a bad corner draft, so he's being rated higher than he typically would be.
Yeah. Well,
I haven't done the work this year.
That's some people's opinion. And others I read he's this year's, Ramsey. I mean, he's the.
But if you're this year's Ramsey, don't you go higher than 9?
You would, yes, 100%. Yeah.
And so, I don't know. I mean, the kid. Look, what I've watched of him. He looks pretty good to me.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like I can't compare him because it's not like I've done a bunch of work. I still think it's going to be interesting, and you don't know where this thing goes. But what if a quarterback that you've judged a franchise level player is sitting there at 9?
Well,
I don't think you can. I don't think you can pass up on that.
If he's sitting there at 9. Listen, again, Jeff and I have gone round and round on the quarterback situation, and quite honestly, if I would trade whatever I got 4 first-round picks. If I thought Joe Burrow was Peyton Manning, and I was convinced, I would offer everything I got to get Peyton Manning. I'm sorry, that's what I would do. With all due respect to Gardner, and maybe he's that guy. I don't know.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is you don't know that, and so that's why I don't think you can offer, 3 or 4 first rounders to go to number 1 to get Joe Burrow.
Was the last sure thing at quarterback Andrew Luck? As close to a sure thing as there?
Yeah.
I would take to our argument. I would take Tua, Burrow, or Herbert at 9 if that's what you believe. Now, our argument is more about taking Jordan Love at 20. I mean, if we're not going to significantly upgrade the quarterback position, I got too many holes.
You guys have small
so you're saying
snobbery.
Jordan Love. You don't think Jordan Love's an upgrade over Minshew? Is what you're saying?
I don't know if he's an upgrade over Minshew, but I know that Minshew was good enough last year, and I have enough holes that let me add to some others. And if we have to address the quarterback next year, we will. I don't think Jordan Love makes a difference this year. And I to be honest with you, I'm not putting him up there with those other 3. But yeah, I do have a little bit of bias against guys.
So I guess the question would be, Jeff, this is where you pay your scouts and your GM to make these decisions, because 2-3 years ago, now forget what we know now. My guess is you wouldn't have told the Chiefs to trade up everything they have to get up to number 10 to go get.
I don't know about that, but I don't consider Mahomes and Jordan Love to be anywhere in the same galaxy. Jordan Love is a.
But Jeff, I know for a fact that we were not talking about Mahomes.
No, but we're talking about Deshaun Watson, so that's a little less out of left field.
Okay, forget Deshaun Watson. Okay, but that's not who we're. I get to Deshaun Watson. The Mahomes. This is where Jordan Love is like a Mahomes.
Well, except for Mahomes played in the Big 12, and Jordan Love's playing, Weber State. That's the problem I have.
Mahomes barely ever had a winning record. I mean, this wasn't a guy who was lighting it up and was leading Texas Tech to unknown heights.
No, I hear you.
All I'm saying is this is where you gotta this is why I give the Chiefs so much credit. They're sitting at 24 with a quarterback who took them to the playoffs.
Yeah,
and they saw Patrick Mahomes and said, we're going to trade a bunch of stuff to get up to 10.
Well, they have good scouts. I heard Andy Reid say that. I was watching an interview the day of the Super Bowl, Tony, and he said one of his scouts that he trusts a lot came to him and said that Patrick Mahomes was the best prospect he had ever seen. So,
Well,
so he's got a good scout, and he's got trust in him, and they act on it. So good for the Chiefs for being the exact opposite of the Jaguars and a smooth-running, smart, fast-forwarding organization.
And my point is, if you are the Jags scouts and Dave Caldwell, and you look at, I'm just using Jordan Love because
sure.
brought up, or maybe it's Herbert. I don't know.
I don't believe you if it's Jordan Love. I guess I don't believe Dave Caldwell. Well, they come to that decision.
But would you have believed them, Jeff, back then 3 years ago? None of us knew.
Here's the thing about Mahomes that I went back and researched. Go back and look at all the mock drafts leading up before the draft, and Mahomes wasn't off the board, dudes. He was in the top 10 in some of them. He was top 15. Okay. Which one do you want to look at? Which one? Which one?
I don't care. Whatever one you want. I'm just telling you, I know what we talked about.
Yeah,
none of us sat here and said, well, that's what Tony's talking about. None of us sat here and said, Patrick Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes.
Well, and we're not talking about Jordan Love either, is to the point. We talked about Deshaun Watson is why. That's what I'm trying to – that's the point.
Jeff, if you look at some of the mocks, Jordan Love is a first-rounder.
No, I know, but I'm saying that –
No different than Mahomes. No different than Mahomes.
Mahomes is higher in the mock drafts than Jordan Love is.
I'm not going to sit here and argue whether he was a couple of spots higher or not. I'm saying my whole point is this. If you are the scout and the GM, that's why I give the Chiefs so much credit. They had a quarterback that was taking them to the playoffs.
No, I get it.
They won the division, and they saw Mahomes and said, we are going to trade. My point, all I'm saying is, forget Jordan Love for a second.
Right.
If you're the Jaguars, you say, Justin Herbert is our Patrick Mahomes. He is a stud. He is a guy who can lead us to championships. Then you trade up to number 3 or 4 or whatever to make sure you get him. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. No, and again, I will do that with maybe those other ones, but I'm not doing that.
Well, I'm not saying Jordan Love's the right guy or not or anything else. I'm just saying it's going to be an interesting draft. Because as an organization, we have a lot of picks, and you're right, we have a lot of holes, and I love the big guys. Listen, I've said for all along, I love big guys.
Right.
So I'm not going to kill Dave or Doug if they go big guys and they pass on a quarterback. I'm just saying this is where your scouts make their money.
For sure.
Is like you can't. I don't think you can just go in and say we have a franchise quarterback in Gardner Minshew as much as I like him.
Oh, I don't, and I'm not sure of that either. I'm just saying we have traded for all of these first-round picks. We have so many holes. We're not winning this year with, again, you better be, I just have a hard time believing that somebody can be that sure about Jordan Love being I could see making yourself believe that the other ones are.
I'll say this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to play,
sure.
Monday morning quarterback. I'm shocked because no one else did it. That the Chiefs traded up 14 picks and gave up a bunch of draft capital to go get Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
I mean, we forget that. Like, if everyone knew he was this good, he'd have been number 1 pick.
Number 1. Not number 10, by the way, either. Number 1.
Number 1. Like, people, for anyone to say is like the Chiefs just, got lucky or Chiefs did this or that. There was no one else, obviously, who valued Patrick Mahomes the way the Chiefs did.
Have they ever done the story, Tone, on the guy who said Mahomes is the guy that convinced everybody in the Chiefs organization?
I just told you that their scout went to Andy Reid and told him.
Who's the scout's
name?
I
don't. He said it. I don't remember.
Yeah. So someone should hire that guy as
no doubt,
or GM or whatever, because that is and give Andy Reid.
Yeah.
And I guess Dorsey too was at the GM at the time.
Yeah.
Give them credit for having the guts and the the huevos to go up there and make that trade.
There was a lot of pushback when that happened. That I remember, too.
I do, too. Yeah. And that's what we forget. And that's where, if Jordan Love's your guy, go get him.
I'm looking at Mike Mayock's pre-draft mock draft, and he had Mahomes 32nd to Arizona.
And Kuiper has him 13th.
So
we can go back and forth. Kuiper has him 13th in his last mock draft. So the point, and I'm not remembering this, guys. I looked this up the other day. I'm not trying to have an argument. I'm trying to accurately say where Patrick Mahomes was thought of right before that draft. Sure, here in Jacksonville, we never talked about Patrick Mahomes. Not arguing. Because when we talked quarterbacks, we talked about Deshaun Watson. I mean, that's...
Yeah, but Jeff, all I'm saying is the most respected draft guy in the media at that time had him 32nd.
Yeah.
Because Mike Mayock was, for about a 5 to 6 year period, the most respected media draft guy. He did one mock draft. He did a conference call with all the media around the country going over his mock draft. He had Patrick Mahomes 32nd. I'm not saying Kuiper didn't. you have 15,000 guys in their basements doing this, and so, but there's only a handful we really pay attention to. Kuiper's one, no doubt about it, but so is Mayock. And let's look at where's Jordan Love in mock drafts right now.
I mean, I got right here. Hours prior to the start of the 2017 NFL Draft, Mel Kiper released his final first-round mock draft, and he had him 25th to Houston. So I don't know where you're getting 13.
I'm looking
his
at
his final
this
one was 25th. So ain't no 13 here.
Well, if you guys want to triple dime bet that Jordan Love can't hold Patrick Mahomes' jockstrap, I will. You're selling me on Jordan Love based on how Patrick Mahomes
Nobody
worked out.
is. He's making a point.
That's the exact point you're making. The exact one.
Jeff, take a deep breath.
I got a deep breath.
Jordan Love.
Cripes.
Good to have you back, Tone.
I'm not selling you on Patrick Mahomes. I'm not trying to sell anything right now. Or Jordan Love.
Yeah.
I'm just saying this. Like that type of move, no one else, very few people saw that besides the Chiefs. And all I'm saying is, it's not real. If Dave Caldwell and his scouts forget Jordan Love, pick any quarterback's name out there, and you say this guy is like the best guy we've graded, and he is a franchise quarterback,
right?
And we can win a Super Bowl with him. Then you go get him. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. All right, we got to go. We're way up against it.
If it's Jordan Love, then go get Jordan Love. I don't know. I mean, I've never even watched. By the way, I haven't watched one.
Right.
I don't even know if he can throw the football.
Right.
Well, I've been in a hospital. I have no idea.
Well, just for the record, you, me, Dan, all of us, there's nobody in the world that if so-and-so is going to be great, they're not going to take them. Just for the record. We all would. Anybody would. Right? So
but the
problem is the if,
Jeff.
right?
It doesn't matter. That's not us. This is where GMs and scouts make their money, and this is why the Chiefs won a Super Bowl, and they're going to be, a team that's for the next, 5 to 10 years going to compete for Super Bowls because of the quarterback they saw that no one else saw. Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody else was trading up 14 spaces to go get him.
Hope that guy got a raise. All right, Big Bo, we love you. We're glad you're doing well, man. You sound good. Hang in there, brother.
See ya.
See you, Tony.
Right, there he goes, Don Anthony Baselli Jr., Breakfast with Baselli. We'll update the bracket challenge, balls against balls, and we haven't even talked about it. We'll do that when we come back. We'll see if we can conjure up the man from the past. No, he's gone. He's dead to us.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices. Holy great deals, Batman. How do we do it? Murray Superstores offer an exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty, so stop paying those big city prices at those big city dealers. Shazam! And we'll trade anything from kitchen mops to laptops. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Hey, Hicken here. Roof It Right is not a fly-by-night roofer. They are a local company that cares about the quality of the product they install and their customer satisfaction. Roof It Right will never ask you to sign over your insurance rights, and they never use high-pressure tactics or show up without an appointment. Their roofs have the best warranties in the business, and if you ever need to use that warranty, they'll be right here at the same 904 number. Schedule your estimate today at roofitright.com. That's roofitright.com. Roof It Right, so you can sleep at night.
I'm John Morgan. All law firms are not the same. As America's largest personal injury firm, we have more trials, more lawyers, more office buildings, and more caring staff members than any other injury law firm in the world. There's really nothing else like it. Our reputation and results speak for themselves. With more than 2 million people just like you calling us every single year, your trust in us means the world to me. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Dial pound law on your cell.
Offices, Jacksonville.
Florida is recognized as the golf capital of the world, and Stream Song Resort sits on top of the highest-rated golf collection in all of Florida. Florida residents can experience America's hottest bucket list destination this spring and summer with specially priced stay-and-play packages along with savings on spa services, guided bass fishing, sporting clays, archery, and more. Stay and play at Stream Song, the ultimate buddy golf getaway, right here in Florida. Visit StreamSongResort.com.
You might remember the name Tommy Hiller, played at Bowles, played for Steve Spurrier down in Gainesville. Bottom line is, when you spend that much of your life playing for Corky Rogers and Steve Spurrier, a job well done is kind of your main priority. So when you visit Florida Fence and Rail, you are going to get a job well done. Looking to sell to fence contractors, but a homeowner in need of a fence, call Florida Fence and Rail. Florida Fence and Rail, located in Maynard, got a huge warehouse, have technology and equipment no one else has. Best in the business is Florida Fence and Rail. Look them up today at floridafenceandrail.com.
In 1919, my great-grandfather founded Catlin as a Studebaker dealership, and now we're the oldest truck accessory store in the U.S. This is Keith Catlin, and I'm proud to be the fourth-generation owner. If you need anything for your truck, van, or SUV, come see us. From Lear toppers to roll-and lock bed covers to trailer hitches and everything in between. Let us take care of all your accessory needs. Quality counts at Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
How would you like to work for a company that's helped build Jacksonville? JB Coxwell has touched just about every corner of this city, and right now this great local company, family owned and operated for almost 40 years, is hiring for all positions. So right now, competitive salaries for experienced workers. Apply in person or online at jbcoxwell.com/culture. You'll find out more of what you need to know there, all the added benefits of working at JB Coxwell, including paid medical and a 401k. Visit the website today.
Of course, Roland Reach Plumbing has awards from Folio Weekly and the Bold City's Best. Now, Roland Reach is also confirmed as the Google Guaranteed Plumbing Service. Because when you do plumbing right, the word gets around. That's Roland Reach Plumbing.
This is the Mangler. By now, you've heard my commercial for Advanced Disposal on our need for CDL drivers. As a result, we've added some good drivers to our team. However, we still have some positions to fill. We're looking for CDL drivers in Northeast Florida, especially in Clay County, St. Johns County, and yes, Duval! Come be a starter on our team. Earn a solid wage and get full benefits. Head to our website, advanceddisposal.com/careers, and get signed up today. That's advanceddisposal.com/careers.
Equal opportunity employer.
Hey, Hicken here, folks. If you're like me, you've been spending a lot more time at home than usual, right? Now that Easter is upon us, I want to get my home as clean and healthy as possible. That's why I'm calling my friends at Zero Res. They are experts at cleaning all the living surfaces in my home. With their patented technology, they can deep clean my carpets, the tile, the upholstery, area rugs, and even my countertops. Once clean, they can disinfect my hard surfaces to kill any remaining germs or viruses. Look, gang, I had Zero Res come out to my house, a house I've been living in for 17 years, back in January, and when they left, it was like it was brand spanking new. Incredible! Now's the time to call Zero Res. They have a whole house special running for 25% off any and everything you have cleaned. That's 25% off carpet, tile, upholstery, area rugs, countertops, everything, man. Give Zero Res a call today. 287-5727. That's 287-5727. Zero Res. Spelled forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Write down everything you own and what you think it's worth. In the event of a covered loss, that's exactly what you'll need to do. Prepare with our home inventory checklist. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
Time for some drill bit bracket madness. Beef's drop-ins have advanced, putting Milwaukee, that
we did it!
ridiculously stupid thing that we do, out of its misery early.
That's a shame.
That was good to see.
Actually, it's pronounced Milwaukee.
I mean, really, dude, you can't lose. You don't get a press conference when you lose, okay? You go away for a while.
Yeah.
Right, at least until the bracket's done, any loser's not allowed to return.
I miss New York City headlines.
Well,
hell and back.
Yeah, we were doing those anyway. I don't believe you.
Yeah. Balls Davis, R.I.P., no longer with us.
No, he is with
honorarium
us.
is running away with Balls versus Little People, but we haven't given Balls versus Little People it's just due, ladies and gentlemen, and we can project Balls Davis will win. It's a dominating performance.
I think the Googans are smarter than we are, and they realize that Balls versus the Little People is part of Balls Davis.
Yes.
So you get that with Balls Davis advancing.
Balls versus the Little People was at the old place, at the old studio across the street. And they had Peter Bregan Jr. Years ago.
Leprechaun Wrestling.
Had Leprechaun Wrestling, which was Little People.
That's correct.
And so
those little guys, they went hard.
Do you remember the dude's name?
Oh, gosh, no.
He had sort of a funny name.
Of course he did. He's a little person.
So a little guy.
A little person wrestler.
So a little guy's supposed to make a live appearance with us on the program as a wrestler. So he rolls up at like 8:15 and promptly, honest truth here, we promptly look out the window as him and was it Chris Peter or?
I think it was Goodman.
Goodman come rolling up, and the little man.
It may have been Peters.
Little man sticks his head into the bushes and yaks everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, like all Milwaukee's best. So it's very liquid. It's all liquid.
Hard night drinking.
No, the little man wasn't eating the night before, and by the way, he has like a twin brother or brother, or whoever
he is.
Is,
little man with him.
Who's with him? So there's two little men in there.
So little man who puked comes in. He does the bit. He's on the air.
He's
with
drunk.
us.
Drunk as a skunk. But yet,
said he was out running, chasing the night before.
Yeah, he said he was kind of a ladies' man. In fact, he gave us a number of women that he had quote been with. It seemed a little too high, so we didn't repeat it.
Yeah, so then
he's like the Lil Chamberlain.
Because he is a leprechaun.
Correct.
A wrestler.
A pot at the end of the rainbow.
We asked him to show off his wrestling exploits with one Balls Davis. We brought Balls Davis from the A Control over into our room. There are pictures of it. Balls Davis was promptly picked up by the leprechaun and spun around like a top.
Dan, let me ask you, because I wasn't here for this.
Yeah.
But I found a press release from the event. Was it Lil Cato?
That's who it was. Cato.
It was Little Cato.
It was Little Cato.
It was Cato.
Yeah. Cato brought
crazy
it.
Son of a gun.
He literally, though, like Balls came in, and before there was any explanation, that was what was so funny about it.
Yeah.
Before there was any explanation of what was going to happen, because we had told the little fella what we wanted him to do, and so Balls walked into the studio unaware of what was about to happen, and then immediately Little Cato picked him up.
Little Cato picked him up.
Threw him over his shoulders.
Launched him in a helicopter spin.
Spun him in a helicopter spin, and then slammed him on the concrete.
It was tremendous.
I mean, he didn't just gently sit him down. He got done. He threw him like a sack of potatoes.
I will say this. Little Cato was probably happy Balls was the producer at the time and not Beef.
It's an easier lift.
He lifted Balls like he got that low center of gravity.
He tossed him around like it was nobody's business.
Balls has never been the same either.
Like nobody's business. All right. So what's the latest is Balls? See, like I said, here's the beauty. Balls and that incident all fall under the totality of what was and is Balls Davis.
I'm just glad, in honorarium, moratorium, or whatever it is, Balls Davis will advance.
In memoriam.
In memoriam, thank you.
Yeah. No, he's not dead, though. He's alive. And right now, he's on a job hunt if anyone out there is hiring.
But if you want a second-round matchup for the ages, and I'm projecting here.
Okay.
Balls Davis against Hall of Fame callers.
Oh, good. Yeah, that'll be a good one. We'll see where the Hall of Fame callers,
No
I
respect for
think,
sticks here.
and I love them all. They're like brothers to me, but I think that they have a higher opinion of themselves than the Googans do.
Well,
we'll see. I don't know.
I don't know.
That's my guess, so we'll find out.
I think lumping them together hurts certain callers versus other callers.
Oh, really? So what?
You're saying some are dragging others down.
You're saying Joe U is dragging the other two down, or Charlton is dragging Ox down, or Ox is dragging them down?
I think generally speaking, if we've done the poll before, Ox was the Hall of Fame winner.
That really bothered Mr. 10.
Yeah, and Charlton's great, but Joe U's not a popular caller.
He's not.
I love Joe U, but he's not a popular caller.
That's not what he tells me.
Wait till college football comes back and he
I'm
drops
a bad loser. I'm a worse
some
one.
Miami knowledge that is so just backwards.
It's the Monday Morning Quarterback, divorce men only.
Hard to explain.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
I'm Eli Manning.
Hi, I'm Peter King.
This is Dan Reeves, and you're listening to 1010XL.
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 92.5 FM.
Hi, I'm Don with J-Dog Junk Removal. In light of today's health concerns, we want you to know we are taking the required safety precautions during the removal process. As veterans, we always go above and beyond. If you have unwanted items at your home that need to be removed, let us pick them up for you. You create the stack, and we can be in and out quick. Or we can help any homeowner safely declutter. J-Dog Junk Removal, veteran-owned and veteran-operated. Call 844-GET-JDOG or visit jdog.com and enter your zip code.
Instant Keys delivers honest, professional locksmith service for lost, broken, or spare keys. Call Instant Keys at 722-1111. Get dealership-level service in just minutes at a fraction of the cost. That's 722-1111.
Brakes for less is what we do. We know drums, rotors, pads, and shoes. If there's a squeal in your wheel, come see the best. 733 Stop.
Brakes for less.
All we do
are brakes for less.
Hey, Hicken here from my friends at Nimnick Buick GMC. And, during these times, Nimnick Buick GMC wants to be there, and they've got opportunities for you if you're in the market for a car, for a truck, for an SUV. They are offering 0% APR for 84 months, plus no payments for 120 days, available on all the new 2019 models and select new 2020 models. And listen, they're there for you. If you don't want to come out and visit, you know what you do? You go online. The big, beautiful showroom right there on Phillips Highway, easy to get to. But if you don't want to come out, just go to NimnickBuickGMC.com. NIMNICHT BuickGMC.com. They will deliver your vehicle to you at home. They'll handle the paperwork. They'll handle the load. They're offering pickup and delivery for service appointments right now as well. That's right. I said a pickup and delivery for service appointments at Nimnick Buick GMC. GMC or professional grade. Nimnick Buick GMC, the new day in Buick.
McKeever Clinic is home to the first advanced prostate cancer center in Jacksonville. This is Dr. West, urologist at McKeever Clinic. Our clinic is staffed with 2 urologists that specialize in advanced prostate cancer care and management. You'll also have a dedicated nurse navigator that will coordinate timing, medications, insurance, and patient assistance. We're conveniently located off AC Skinner Parkway on the south side. Contact our specialist at McKeever at 355-6583 to discuss your treatment options.
I'm Brian. I'm proud of my years of military service. When I was 58, doctors told me I had the heart of a 37-year-old man. They told me that after my transplant surgery, when that man's heart became mine. I needed that transplant because I smoked and got heart disease. If you're a smoker, here are some tips in case that happens to you. First, you have to quit smoking for good before you can even get on a transplant list. So quit now. And if you're like me, before I had my transplant, you may need a new defibrillator put in your chest. If you do, ask if the surgeons will use the same incision line every time. That'll cut down on the number of scars you'll have. And never feel sorry for yourself. I don't. I only feel sorry for my family and the family of that 37-year-old man.
Call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW or visit tobaccofreeflorida.com to quit your way. Developed by CDC.
Need to replenish your company's supply of promo items? Make the call to Hardball today and let Hardball do it all. HardballCreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Hey, Hicken here. Roof It Right is not a fly-by-night roofer. They are a local company that cares about the quality of the product they install and their customer satisfaction. Roof It Right will never ask you to sign over your insurance rights, and they never use high-pressure tactics or show up without an appointment. Their roofs have the best warranties in the business, and if you ever need to use that warranty, they'll be right here at the same 904 number. Schedule your estimate today at roofitright.com. That's roofitright.com. Roof It Right, so you can sleep at night.
At Ameris Bank, you don't have to pay for our attention. Our advice doesn't come with a price tag. Whether your needs are large or small, we'll go out of our way to get things done for you. To us, every deal matters, and Ameris Bank team members are fiercely committed to businesses on the First Coast. From startups to expansions, we're here to get you what you need when you need it. You have our attention. See what we're all about at amerisbank.com. Ameris Bank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender. All loans are subject to credit approval.
Not to take anything lightly, but why not thumb your nose at the virus? Then pick up some fall-off-the-bone ribs for tonight at your favorite Woody's Barbecue. See you there.
At Woody's Barbecue, it's what we do.
Let's eat.
During the outbreak of COVID-19, Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute is offering an acute fracture clinic to the general public. This service is available to everyone, not only JOI patients. If you have an orthopedic injury or you think you have a fracture, they offer convenient and safe appointments at JOI South, Beaches, and San Marco. Hours are 8 a.m. through 12 p.m., Monday through Friday. For questions about the clinic or your insurance, call JOI 2000. JOI, where the pros go.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
All right, we're back. It's just about time for the final hour of the program, but we're still motoring along. Balls Davis ready to advance over Balls versus the Little People. Listen, I want to remind you, folks, how much they're feeling you over there at Pet Paradise. And, Pet Paradise is an essential business. And if you have pets right now and yet you're still going to work and you're still out and about and you need a little bit of help or to take care of some things in these times, then Pet Paradise is there for you. And they're rolling things back in order to be there. So right now, $30 off weekly, Monday to Friday, day camp passes. So, again, literally every day that you have to go to work or take care of what you have to, you can drop off the dog and they'll be good to go. $20 camp days. So $20 if you bring them on Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, $20 all day long. 30 days off all boarding rates. That's valid through the end of the month. And this is, in addition to how much they're feeling our health care providers. Still offering 50% discount to doctors, health care providers, first responders through the end of April. Listen, their vets are still working to help you and your pet. Consider it an essential service, and they'll be open to serve their customers for any and all pet needs you have. So whether it's a veterinary visit that is an emergency or otherwise, whether it's grooming that you want to get done, whether it's just camp dates or long-term boarding, lots of discounts in play right now, especially for your healthcare providers. So Pet Paradise working, hand in hand with everyone else trying to get through this. Find out more at petparadise.com, including one of the many locations near you.
Well, this date in history, back in April of 1994, April 6th to be exact, was a great kind of a sports talk radio, but it was on television moment.
It's like before the term viral clip was a thing.
And it went viral, if you will, and it might have been one of the first ones that everybody was talking about. It doesn't even need an explanation. We'll play it and you'll enjoy it, and we'll kind of reminisce about it here afterwards.
If you call me Chris Everett to my face one more time,
I already did it twice.
You call one more time. We better take a station break.
Well, it's a 5-minute segment, or 5-segment show. We got a long way to go.
Well, we do.
We got a long way to go.
We do.
I'll get a couple segments out of you before.
Well, it's good to be here with you, though.
Well, it's good to see you,
because
too.
You've been talking like this behind my back for a long time.
But now I said it right here.
Right, exactly.
Well, we got no problems then.
I think that you probably won't say it again.
I bet I do.
Okay.
Chris?
That, of course, is Jim Rome. And Jim, don't call me Chris Everett.
Well, I still think that was fake, wasn't it?
I just don't know why it would behoove
actually,
Jim
this
Everett.
is from February 8th, 2020.
Yeah.
Jim Everett said this was real and not fake. So they're either trying to get it, trying to keep it going.
We're only doing it because it's his date in history, but, what was it, 26 years ago now?
Yeah, February 7th, he tweeted, yep, real.
Yeah, good for him. Anyway, Jim
Rome, what a punk.
Jim Rome.
What a punk. You're a jerk.
Jim Rome was just embarking on his broadcast career, if I'm not mistaken, and was going on to do radio.
Chris?
And called Jim Everett. He often referred to Jim Everett as Chris Everett because he thought he was soft, the implication. And
Jim Rome, by the way, did have a crap my pants look on his face whenever it did start walking over there.
He didn't walk. He flipped the table. And went,
right. I mean,
Jim, right on top
in fairness, Jim Rome can make his little smart aleck remarks, but when push comes to shove, man v. man, Jim Rome's 6 feet buried in the ground right now, and Jim Everett's walking around living his life. So
Jim Everett had threw 203 touchdown passes in his career, including 31 in one season in 1988 to lead the Rams to a 10-6. He went 10-6, 11-5, and then went downhill fast. Do you remember in New Orleans? He was a starter there for 2 years.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, for sure.
And then wound up. His last year was he only had one start, at the age of 34 with the San Diego Superchargers. Threw 75 balls that year. But his best years, 31 touchdowns, 29 touchdowns. Would throw a lot of picks, though, 18, 17, 17, 20, 18, 12, 18. So 203 touchdowns, 175 picks. Threw for almost 35,000 yards, 57.7 completion percentage in his career, 64-89 as a starter. He started a lot of football games. He was how would you characterize Jim Everett?
I'd say good.
Good, not great?
Good, definitely not great. Good quarterback.
Yeah, and look, I have a sneaky suspicion that if we looked at Jim Everett's numbers right now, career numbers, they wouldn't stack up with today's NFL.
Sure.
But we have to remember that in the 1980s, it was, 55% completion percentage and 20 touchdowns and 15 picks was kind of average to above average quarterback.
In his best year, 11-5 year, he led the Rams to the postseason. Wild card a win against the Eagles.
And lost to the Giants,
21-7, then beat the Giants.
Oh, yeah, went to the
19-13, went to the conference championship at San Francisco.
Got it right. Kept nailing it. I think it was that Giants
game
game
that I annihilated by the Niners.
That would have been like, what, 92 or 3?
This was 89,
that far back.
1989.
I'm looking at the player comparison for the career guys.
Yeah.
And you read off this list, and it's exactly what you're saying. Good, not great players. Probably not Hall of Famers. You've got
definitely not a Hall of Famer.
Dalton, Flacco, Jaws, Cutler, Sims, Plunkett, Namath.
That's being pretty kind to Everett, if you ask me.
Yeah.
What were his numbers?
For what?
For what were his numbers that year? Did you say them?
Oh, yeah, he's like 31 touchdowns and 18 picks.
Yeah.
He was very good.
But again, now, if you're
that
Bortles and you do that, you're no good.
Well, you can't throw 18 picks.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He did. That's what I'm saying. 31 and 18 was looked at a little differently
But that
than
was
31 and 18.
a lot more downfield throwing.
Yeah, for
if
sure.
we go back to the Greg Bell was their star running back. They had Cleveland Gary on the roster. Their best, let me see who their best receivers were. Flipper. They had Flipper. Flipper was their guy. So that's who they kind of had back in the day. And Bell, Henry Ellard, Flipper, Damone Johnson, the 1989 L.A. Rams. So, all right, we're up against it. Top of the hour. We'll come back. We've got one final hour in this program. Lots still to do. One final, the Hall of Fame callers. You're up and running. Let's see what you guys bring to the table against Tyler Sticks, Photo Bucket Devitt. We'll break that down. Balls Davis has moved on. Congratulations to Balls.
I have this to throw your way as we go to break. We recently received on the text line, I listen to Rome every day. Better than your show. Well, that's good. To which I responded, I get thousands of texts each show. Better than your text.
Well done.
This is The Drill. It's the Monday Morning Quarterbacks. Divorce that only comes.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. Pull up a seat, pop a top, and say, Alexa, open 1010XL skill.
Thanks to you guys for keeping us all entertained during these difficult times. Trying to take our minds off all the crap that's going on in the world, and wanted to say thanks for trying to put a smile on our face.
1010XL, your new corner bar.
Peninsular Pest Control can help you with bugs inside and outside of your home. Our trained service technicians specialize in treating interior and exterior pest problems. Whether it's mosquito suppression or ant control, they stand behind their service. Schedule a free consultation by phone or